Now, the problem that comes with the short-sighted action taker and where you can get really stuck is not realizing that you're taking short-sighted action. Okay, not realizing that that's what it is. And that's the lie that a lot of people fall victim to when seeking to heal their gut symptoms is they don't realize that the only action they can take at first is short-sighted action.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Nourished and Thriving Show. I'm your host, Katie Lovett. I'm a registered dietitian on a mission to help you increase your impact and legacy on the world while healing your gut and reducing your IBS symptoms. I'm so grateful to have you here. Each week, I'll inspire you to live vibrantly and provide valuable resources and information that empowers you to take bold action towards your health goals. Before we dive in, make sure you follow or subscribe to my show wherever you're listening so you never miss an episode. Ready? Let's go!
Hello, welcome to another episode. So we are on this series. It's been a few episodes now that we've been going through this series. We started off just overviewing what I call the 6 stages of gut rehab. And these are the 6 stages that everybody has to go through whenever they are rehabbing their gut, whether they realize it or not. Some people may make it through all of the stages and some may not. There's a lot of ways to get stuck in a stage or go backwards because you're getting discouraged, which we'll talk about here in another couple of episodes. But everyone has to go through these stages. This is just something I have made up and come up with through my years of observation, both my clients and people who I just know on social media or speak with who are struggling with chronic gut symptoms. So constipation, diarrhea, bloating, gas, heartburn, reflux, all of those gut symptoms that we really think about as related to gut health, and even those that aren't. So even those like the autoimmune conditions or inflammatory conditions, where you may or may not have gut symptoms, or they may or may not be on a consistent basis that you're experiencing them, but everything science has shown us can still be tied back to that gut health. So these are the 6 stages of gut rehab. The first episode in this series is an overview. So make sure you listen to that because it's going to just spell it all out for you, every stage, and give a really brief overview. And then in these episodes following, there's 6 separate episodes, each one taking a deeper dive on each stage. So there's the overview. Then we talked about the first stage, which was the hot mess gut. Make sure you listen to that episode to identify if you're there. And then the last episode, we talked about root cause researcher, which comes after hot mess gut. And then today we are taking some action. We're talking about the short-sighted action taker. And I love this stage because you're moving out of survival, you're moving out of exploration and researching, and you're moving into doing and taking action and really moving forward and taking certain steps to heal your gut. And it's more tangible physical steps. It's not inside your brain or your heart, right? Where you're coming up with these ideas, you're actually taking action towards them. Now, it's called a short-sighted action taker for a reason. So you're not able to see the whole picture. It's like if you're driving in your car and you have your GPS on and you're just you're not doing the big zoomed out overview view. All you have access to is turn-by-turn directions. Okay, so all you can do is turn right in 325 feet, like that type of thing. You may not know even like where you're headed, like which route you're going to take. You know your destination and you know the next turn in front of you, but you don't know what your whole trip is going to look like yet. And so that's what the short-sighted action taker is. So in root cause researcher, we talked about You are researching, you're reading blogs, you're reading books, you're listening to podcasts, you're joining free webinars. You're just consuming all of this information, looking for the answer to your issues, to your gut problems. And then with Shortsighted Action Taker, you are stepping out of research mode and you are saying, this is the path I'm going to go forward with. Okay, you're pressing start on your GPS so that it can tell you what to start doing. And that's amazing. Like, go you. A lot of people never even make it to this step, right? A lot of people are so afraid that they're going to choose the wrong action. They're going to choose the wrong path forward, or the action feels too big or overwhelming for them to be able to do, or it's too hard. Or for whatever reason, they're not able to take action and it dies with an idea, right? Their gut health dreams die as a dream or a hope. So bravo that you've made it out of that research mode and into action. Now, I even take short-sighted action for myself and for my clients. Okay. So to be very honest, like I said, these stages are the stages everyone has to go through. Whether you're working with me or an expert or on your own, you're going to go through these stages. Now, the benefit of working with somebody like me or an expert who knows what they're doing is we can greatly expedite the process at which you move through the stages and help you to move through them more efficiently. Okay. So we can recommend and know from our expertise, like this short-sighted action right here is going to be the best option for you, instead of you trying to figure all of that out on your own. Like, we can come alongside and partner with you and help you to know which action to take to begin with. Okay. Now, the problem that comes with the short-sighted action taker and where you can get really stuck is not realizing that you're taking short-sighted action. Okay. Not realizing that that's what it is. And that's the lie that a lot of people fall victim to when seeking to heal their gut symptoms, is they don't realize that the only action they can take at first is short-sighted action. And that's all the action is the best action they can take with the knowledge they have at hand. There is no amount of reading, there's no amount of experts, there's no amount of listening to podcasts, going to doctors, testing that will be able to tell you every single thing that lines up for you, for your entire protocol to achieve a certain result. It doesn't work like that. Okay. Our bodies are so complex. They are so miraculous and amazing and beautiful, but they're really complicated. And there's a lot of factors at play. And so if you don't realize that you're taking short-sighted action, you think this action is going to be the action that I need to take to heal my gut and get this result. We like things to be formulaic, right? We like to know, if I put A and B together, I get C. 1 + 1 is 2. We're really mathematic people, and it makes us feel safe and like things are under control. Whenever a lot of the times with our chronic gut symptoms, things are very much opposite. Things are very much out of control. And as humans, we crave safety and we crave control. And so the idea of you follow this protocol and you get this desired result at the end is very appealing. And it is very easy to fall into that belief. Right? And there's a lot of people out there who want you to fall into that belief because it helps them get sales. Whether it's a one-on-one client, a group program, a book sale, a conference, whatever it is. People are counting on you believing that their one solution is the solution for you. And I think a lot of people truly, genuinely believe that too, because they don't have the ability to see the forest through the trees. Right? They are just like seeing the next turns themselves. And they say, well, I healed my gut like this, so this is how you can heal your gut too. I healed 500 people's guts like this, so this is how you can heal your gut too. And it may work, right? It may get you results, but it may not. And it may get you partial results, and you still have some more work to do with some other things. And that's the beauty of short-sighted action, is continuing to move forward and continuing to take action and knowing I am going to take this action and see and observe what happens. It is an experiment. Okay. Now, if you're working with an expert who knows what they are doing, you're going to kind of, tip the scales in your favor and start with the experiment that is most likely to yield the results that you want, but it's still an experiment, right? Everybody's different. There has never been two clients who I have worked with where we have done the exact same thing and produced the exact same results. It doesn't work like that. We're all so unique, and there's all so many factors and facets going on. Everything's different. So there's no one right protocol. There's no one right expert. There's no one right anything that's going to promise to get the results that you want to get, right? All you can do is figure out where you are right now, where you want to be, and what next step is going to get you closer to that destination. Okay. And I said a couple of really important things in that sentence that I want to point out to you. And this is stuff that I walk through in detail with my clients and help them figure out, because these questions are a lot more complicated than they appear on the surface. They are, they're kind of tricky questions where they sound really simple, but once you start digging and really asking, they're a lot more complicated than you might think or realize that they are. So where are you at right now? Okay, what exactly is going on in your body? What exactly are your symptoms? What's normal and what's not? If you've experienced symptoms for a really long time, it may be normal for you, but it may not be optimal for health. So having somebody who can really help you understand what that is important. And then the next thing is, where do you want to go? What do you want to accomplish and why? You don't just want perfect bathroom trips, right? You want to do it for a reason. So that's something that I walk through my clients with, because you have to know that. You have to be really deeply motivated and excited about your destination. Otherwise, you're not going to do the work, because it's not easy, right? It's like last Thanksgiving, we went to Florida to visit my in-laws, and it's like a 12 or 13-hour car ride. And y'all, we have 3 kids. We had, I think Bo was 7 months old at the time, 8 months old at the time. So an 8-month-old, a 3-year-old, and a 6-year-old for a 12-hour car ride. That Florida trip needed to be worth it to buckle up and go on that trip, right? If we were going to some place that didn't sound like fun, or with people that we didn't really like that much, we wouldn't have done it. We wouldn't have put forth the effort to get to that destination. The same is true with your gut health. Your destination has to be worth it for you. So you really need to spend some time thinking about why your gut health is important to you and why you're motivated. And I'm super passionate about this, because it's like, if there is a key towards achieving your gut health goals, that's it. And that sounds like totally random and not related, but it's really important. If this is something you're struggling with, reach out. Like I said, this is something I spend a lot of time working with my clients on and helping them to really tighten up, because it's really important. But where are you at? Where do you want to go? And then the next action that you take is going to be a lot more clear and a lot less confusing and a lot less overwhelming on how to get there. And you take that action and you see what happens. And then you kind of gauge it all again. Well, this happened and this happened. Like, this was great. This was not so great. So now what do I need to do? And you just continue in that manner, continuing to move forward, continuing to gauge the progress that you're making, and continuing to go towards your destination turn by turn, right? It's not necessarily easy, but it's simple, right? It's simple and straightforward. So that's how you get out of the short-sighted action taker phase. The next phase is the discouraged healer, which we'll talk about in the next episode. And again, everyone needs to go through it, no matter what your mindset is going into short-sighted action taker, is discouraged healer. So that's coming, and we'll talk about that next, so you know where it's going. But you can get stuck in this short-sighted action taker in 3 different ways. If you don't know where you're at right now, if you don't know where you want to go, And if you are fully relying on whatever protocol or expert or whatever the action is that you are taking, if you are putting all your chips in and fully expecting on that to give you an A plus B equals C result as far as your gut health goes, like, I'm going to follow this elimination diet, take these supplements, do this, and it's going to heal my gut. If you are fully expecting that to happen, you're going to get stuck in short-sighted action. And what can happen is people bounce from one protocol to the other, from one expert to the other, because you think something's wrong with the protocol. You think something's wrong with the expert. And so you just keep bouncing around and taking short-sighted action. It's like if the GPS is frozen or something, right? It's like, turn left, turn left, turn left, turn left. And you're like just going in circles, turning, right? Constantly, because the GPS has no idea where you're at. So that's how people can get stuck in the short-sighted action phase. I see a lot of people at this phase. I see a lot of people come to me and ask for help whenever they're stuck in this phase. If you've tried a couple of other protocols, nothing seems to be working, nothing seems to be helping you move forward, you need to re-examine those things, those three things that I mentioned. So where are you at? Where do you want to go? And what's the best action to take right now? Knowing it's not going to be the perfect action that's going to solve all your problems, but it's the next step. It's going to take you to the next turn, the next step on your path towards this beautiful destination. So make sure that you tune in to the next episode where we're going to be talking about the next stage of gut rehab. If you are just now tuning in, make sure you go back and listen to the overview and then the first two stages. Reach out, let me know what stage you're on. I'd love to talk with you, and we will talk soon.
Thank you so much for listening to the entire episode. I hope you are feeling inspired and empowered to take bold action towards your health goals. If you enjoy what you heard, don't forget to follow my show so you never miss a new episode. And it would mean the world to me if you left me a review so others knew what to expect from my show. Last, get in touch. Let me know what bold action you're taking. Let me know how you're inspired. Follow me on Instagram at the_healthygut_dietitian. I've put a link in my show notes for you so you can simply click and follow. Come say hi. I respond to all my messages and I can't wait to get in touch.